We're back. 81-21 NFL Talk Week 17. Week 17. And it was a good week.
It was a good week.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good weekend. Since we moving along pretty fast, we got week 18 coming up. We got the playoffs coming up. We got the Super Bowl coming up. Then we getting back to our regularly scheduled podcast. But for right now, before we can do this, we are about what? The NFC
East.
And before we get started, where we got to put it at?
You got to put it
right
there.
Right there. Right there.
NFC East.
NFC East.
All right. Let's talk about it.
So you want to talk about who we starting off with?
Well, we're going to go down your list, and you got the Cowboys and the Lions first. So let's start with that game.
Let's start with that game. Cowboys won 20-19. Campbell, that's his name, Campbell, the coach for the Lions. I kind of like his style. He leave it all out there. Fourth downs. He ain't leaving nothing down at the goal line. He wasn't too successful every time, but he was
not every time, but he wasn't scared to try it.
No, because he was in a situation where if he lost, it didn't affect them because no team is behind them that can catch them.
You're right. They're still in the playoffs regardless.
And if he would have won like he was going for everything, it would have been up to Baltimore to lose, which would put them in the number one seed, but that didn't happen.
Did not happen, but we'll get to that later.
Now, Dallas.
Dallas.
Like we said, Dallas won 20-19, but only 20 points.
Because Detroit wasn't playing.
The
defense, the defense was on it. Can't take anything away from him.
But CeeDee Lamb put on a show.
Oh, CeeDee, he put on the I was going to say he put on the show last week too, but he put on the show.
200 plus yards. I even heard they drug tested him afterwards.
Right after, as soon as he came off the field, they drug tested him.
Yeah, they drugged. Oh, I didn't show. What's this, y'all?
81-21 talk. 81-21 talk.
We was going to get into the whole merch thing, but somebody dropped the ball. Not you.
Oh, we still going to get into it. We just have to try other avenues.
Yeah.
But we're going to get it. It's coming.
Yeah, but anyway,
America is coming.
So Dallas, it was a hard-fought game. It was actually an exciting game. It was exciting. It was back and forth. But it comes down to one play. At the end of the game, I think the Detroit is doing a 2-point conversion to make it 21-20 and they would win. Quarterback drops back. Jared Goff. He throws it to a guy that's a lineman.
Right.
But they called it back because the referee said Detroit didn't check in as a lineman.
As an eligible receiver.
Yes. But they also said it was a choice. We could have called that, or we could have called the fact that the receiver
was uncovered,
didn't stay on the line. He went too. So let's talk about it. Afterwards, everything came out that they did check in.
At the beginning of the game, right?
Campbell said in the beginning, and they even show film where the lineman walks over to the ref and says something. How you feel about that?
So it was one of those things the ref messed up. Okay, got it. But what's crazy to me is that all these Lions fans and the Cowboys haters are complaining about, it was a bad call. Dallas wouldn't have won that game if they hadn't got that call. That's not right. That's not true. We still would have won because there was other calls that had been missed. So if other calls had been called, then we wouldn't have been in that situation anyway because we would have had more points on the board.
Right.
So the tripping call the tripping play that they did not call, that would have been one of those plays. But every time Dallas get bad calls, like last week when dude from Miami basically pulled CD's tights down right there in the end zone, made him miss the touchdown. They didn't call that. And what did everybody say? Oh, suck it up. Drive on. Don't cry about it. Don't whine about it. It happens.
Question. So are you saying that Dallas gets bad calls all the time?
Yeah, we do.
And nobody cares at that
Nobody
point.
cares. Nobody cares about Dallas getting bad calls except for Dallas fans.
So,
but everybody cared about the Lions getting a bad call. But I mean, there's a couple of games this season that we lost because of calls from the referees or no calls from the referees.
Right.
So it happens. So, you know,
you're saying pack it up and move on.
Yeah, pack it up because that's what y'all tell us.
You can't play it back. Game over.
Because, I mean,
wrap.
Dez Bryant with the catch, no catch. Everybody was like, oh, y'all whining. Dez Bryant didn't catch that ball, blah, blah, blah.
7 years ago?
It sure was.
Oh, my God.
It sure was. So just, you know.
Yeah, okay.
It's good. It's all good. Y'all still in the playoffs, Lions? Dang.
Okay. Well, you know, I think it's magnified because it's America's team.
Mm-hmm. I understand that.
So you have so many haters and you have so many fans.
I mean, Jimmy Johnson said that he do it for the fans and the haters.
Ain't nobody think about that fool.
So how about them Cowboys?
No, I like Jimmy. Let me not say that crazy. I like him. I think his
Jimmy
personality's
Johnson,
off the chain. And that's when Dallas was them 3 Super Bowls. That's
right,
when they was
right.
Like, ah!
Yeah, seeing him getting inducted to the Hall of the Ring of Honor. I was gonna say Hall of Fame. How about them Cowboys? Woo!
That doesn't mean that I am a Cowboy fan, but I like that.
Yeah, but anyway, so that was that game.
2019 Dallas Cowboys, controversial call.
Mm-hmm. But it's okay.
Let's move on.
It's okay, Lions. It's okay. Okay, let's move on.
The next game.
Giants and the Rams.
Giants and the Rams. The score ended up being Giants 25, Rams 26.
I really thought y'all was going to win that game.
Missed a field goal.
Yeah.
Missed some other stuff early in the game, but I'm going to push it down to the end. Missed a field goal to take the win, the double.
Oh, my goodness.
Hard-fought game, though.
Oh, my goodness. It was a good game, and I just knew that y'all was going to win because I was like, that field goal is a cinch. You're going to win. That's it. You're going. They got it.
We don't have an Aubrey. And we don't have a Justin Tucker. We don't have him.
Who do y'all have? Was he even the regular kicker?
I think this is his first year, and I don't even think he's been around the whole season.
Oh, but yeah, so that was a really good game. I really wanted y'all to win. You know, even though, of course, you're not going to go to the playoffs, but it's all about the pride thing.
The thing is, the question I have to ask, and this is the question for that game.
Mm-hmm.
We see who DeVito was.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We see who Tyrod Taylor was.
Mm-hmm.
Why was Tyrod not back sooner? The energy of the team is different. He scrambles better. Everything.
I think that they were just riding the coattail of DeVito's wins. DeVito was hot, so they let him stay in while he was hot.
Okay.
Now, in that game that he was not hot, they should have took him out a little bit sooner. And that way they would, because they didn't take him out that game. They let him play that whole game and y'all lost.
Right.
And then you come back the next week and he starts, but then he ends up being benched.
Right.
So I think that game that y'all was losing, they let him stay in. Okay. But the game he came back the next week, he shouldn't have started. They should have went ahead and started Tyrod instead of giving DeVito a chance. Because, I mean, he's the third string quarterback. He has time. It's okay for him to sit on the bench and back up Tyrod and Jones. He got time.
Tyrod on the field is just a different look.
Oh, yeah.
He's a threat.
And he has experience. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He has experience at being the starter. So
and they really had a chance to win that game. Like you said, there's no playoffs at stake.
Right, but it's pride.
But yeah. Which is why I'm going to get off that game.
Okay.
If people notice, I don't really talk about the Giants when they lose that much. Mm-hmm. I just say what I saw and the question for, okay, what was this? But I'm not getting into, stats and
right, yeah.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
They lost 25-26 to the Rams. I thought the Rams been hot lately.
Yeah, they have.
And I thought that the Giants played them the way they're supposed to be played.
Right.
Cooper Kupp got loose a few times. If you're watching us earlier last season.
It's why is Cooper Kupp always open?
Always open. Why?
Why? Because they know that boy is a threat.
And now they got another one. I forgot his name. The other wide receiver. Same style. I think he's not black. I'm not sure if he's white. maybe Hawaii.
Oh,
yeah.
I think he's.
Something.
I think he might be a Pacific Islander.
Okay, well, he's open all the time.
Yeah.
They found another one.
Yeah.
So they wide receiver, scouts and coaches, they know what they be
Yeah,
looking
I
for.
think the Rams is going to make a statement next year.
Okay.
I think they are.
But that was that. That was
Yep.
the Giants and the Rams. Giants 25, Rams 26. What's next? Take your pick. What's next?
Oh, come on. Let's go on down the list. Philly
and
Arizona.
Arizona. Philly 31, Arizona 35. What happened here? What happened?
What happened is that Kyler Murray
Not your average quarterback.
is still that dude.
He's still that guy.
Like, I don't know. People were sleeping on him because he got injured and had to sit out and everything. But Kyler came into the league
right.
as a threat, and he's still a threat.
He had that secondary hustling. If there was anything to expose, people have been complaining that Philadelphia's defense is not as good as people think they are or they once were. He exposed them.
He did.
But it's kind of hard because he scrambled. You got to respect that line of scrimmage because he'll boogie in a heartbeat.
And he's fast.
And he's throwing it downfield like he ain't got no sense. It's a tough one. I don't know where Philadelphia stands. I don't
know either. And like we've been saying for the past couple of weeks, Jalen, I don't think he's 100%. I don't think he's 100%. And I think that even though last year Philly was able to maintain that momentum throughout the whole season and into the offseason, but this year it seems like that they wasn't able to maintain that momentum. It's kind of like they started getting tired and it just fell off, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I've heard everything from Sirianni. That's his name?
Sirianni.
Sirianni. I've heard he needs to be fired. I've heard the special teams coach needs to be fired.
I don't think Sirianni needs to be fired.
Yeah. What I'm starting to think now, if you remember, I used to say they're tired. But what I'm starting to think now, think about this. Last year, they won 13 games. This year, they probably going to win 12. I think they had 11 now, right?
I think so.
11. That is roughly around 25 games in 2 seasons.
Well, I don't know if they're going to win 12 because they got y'all this weekend.
I thought they had Washington.
I thought it was the Giants. We got Washington. Y'all, they got the Giants.
Right, but what I'm saying is that's 25 games estimate in about 2 years.
Well, that's more than 25 games because they made it to the Super Bowl.
Right. I was just counting regular season.
Okay, yeah.
That's a lot.
It is.
It's possible to break down. It's possible to get tired. I don't know. Philly's not my team. I saw a lot of people bugging out. It kind of reminded me of Alabama. Did Alabama win? Hell no.
No.
I'm sorry. Hell no.
Alabama didn't win because I don't understand the play calling in the last few seconds of the game. Like, what?
Mr. Saban, you utilized Mr. Milroe. That's his name?
Milroe.
You utilized him wrong.
Yeah, I don't know
why would you try to run that boy up the middle? I know we talking about Alabama, but I have to do it because I'm an Auburn fan. And I hate it when people, so whatever happens with Alabama, they always got to reach back and kick Auburn. And just take your dub and get the out of here. That's the way I feel, right? But anyway, Philly, I don't understand what's going on with them. I don't know if it's morale. I heard rumors, A.J. Brown, I'm not getting enough catches. I heard all this. I don't know.
I don't know either, but
I seen people spazzing. That's what I was getting ready to say.
Oh, yeah.
Gilly.
Oh, yeah.
No parties for you.
I see. Man, I don't even understand. I don't understand.
Just football, bro.
It's just football. I get excited when my team wins, you know, get a little, I'm not going to say upset, but, you know, a little passionate about the things that don't happen on the field or happen on the field that shouldn't be happening. But you're not going to see me throwing things at the TV.
No.
The rest of my night or day is not going to be bad because Dallas lost, because guess what? I don't get paid to play that game.
Right.
I don't get paid.
But here's the thing.
I don't get paid.
Football on Sunday is roughly 2.5 hours.
For the game? One game? Yeah, about 2.5 hours. Yeah.
you in that moment. You're watching the plays. You're watching this. Once that thing turns off.
Oh yeah, I'm through.
That's it.
I talk about it, whatever, but it's not going to take me out of character.
Philly, I don't know what's wrong with them. Do you know what's wrong with them?
I don't know. It's okay.
But I'm sure I was getting ready to say that.
It's okay.
In your case, it's okay.
Keep on playing the way you playing.
Next game.
Okay.
Washington Commanders and the San Francisco 49ers.
I really wanted that game to be an upset, but it was so far from being an upset, it wasn't even funny.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say it was so far because what's the score? 27-10.
27-10.
It wasn't so far because that was only a 3-possession game. Washington could have came back and won that game if they had enough hustle, fire, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever they needed to have.
But
they were outmatched.
I really wanted Washington to upset San Francisco, but it didn't happen.
They had another quarterback in. It wasn't Howell. They had put someone else in, but it doesn't matter. Washington 49ers, Washington 10, 49ers 27.
And with that win and Philly's loss, 49ers clinched the number 1 seed in the NFC.
Which they will be at home. You gotta go to San Francisco.
But I don't think we play them because we're number 2 right now, right?
You're gonna play them to the end.
Right. Are we number 2 right now?
I don't think so.
We're number 3?
I think you're number 3. It depends on next week what Philly does. If
I
Philly loses
to
Washington, you're number 2. Not sure.
I thought we were, but anyway.
Anybody know? Look it up.
Okay. But anyway.
Game of
Washington
the week.
won. Washington didn't win. They lost.
Game of the week. I'm sorry. Let's go back. So NFC East at this point is 1-3. 1-3. It's starting to become a theme. 1-3. With a suspect win.
Being the only
win. Don't play with me.
That win was not suspect.
Yo.
We won the game.
Hey, yo.
We won.
I'm making myself an eligible wide receiver. Yeah, okay.
Hey, it ain't my fault that 2 people checked in at the same time and the referee was confused. Whatever the case may be.
Anyway,
we won the game.
We were 1-3 NFC East. Let's move on to the game.
Game of the week.
That game would be Baltimore, Mr. Lamar Jackson versus Miami.
Right.
Mr. What's his name? Tua. What's his name?
Tagovailoa.
What's his first name?
Tua.
Is Tua?
No, his first name is Tua. His last name is Tagovailoa.
I thought that was his last name. I thought his name was something like Mike Tua or something.
No.
Wow. My bad, Mr. Tua.
No. But anyway.
That was a ass whipping.
It was.
56-19 by way of Baltimore. So if you had any doubt of how strong Baltimore is, well, I guess you found out.
Yeah, and
wait. The more you find out.
There you go.
The more you find out.
There you go.
Okay.
So it was a good game, and it was a good, I don't know if I'm going to say revenge win, but last year when Baltimore played Miami, they had them by 22 or 25 point lead, and Miami came back and won that game.
Well, not this year.
Not this year. I don't know if y'all thought y'all was going to do the same thing, run game on Baltimore this year like you did last year, but nah. No. Lamar said, not in my house.
Now.
It wasn't even in his house, though.
Because,
yes, it was. It was in the Ravens.
Not,
Lamar said, not in my house.
We usually don't get into other stuff and talk about all this, but I've been seeing on the news all day that Tyreek's house burned down.
Oh, I didn't see that. Oh.
Yeah, I seen a post with Rick Ross saying it has to be electrical fire because the smoke keep changing colors.
Oh, man. Hate to hear that, Tyreek.
That's life.
It is,
football.
But,
so,
right.
That's
bad. It is.
So 56-19.
Everybody was safe though, right?
They didn't say. I haven't heard anybody say anything.
Is Tyreek okay?
I haven't heard anybody say anything.
Oh man, I hope everything's okay.
So with that being said, 56-19, Baltimore victory. Baltimore looked like they could probably go to the Super Bowl. Now there's any given Sunday thing in the playoffs, but right now it looks like they're the favorites.
Yeah.
That was my game of the week.
Okay.
That was your game of the week?
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was what? Lamar had 5 touchdowns.
5.
Which we're going to segue into something else. You want to know what that is?
MVP?
The MVP race. Because I think some people have bumped their motherfucking head.
Oh,
I think so.
Who done bumped their head?
Let's talk about it. MVP
They was like
race.
them little monkeys that jumped on the bed and fell off and bumped their head?
They must have bumped their head. MVP race, what people are talking about is McCaffrey.
Yes.
Great candidate. Purdy. I don't know.
I don't think Purdy's in the running anymore.
Okay. Dak Prescott.
I'm not even sure if they have Dak in the running even anymore, but I think he still should be. But yeah,
Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, Tyreek.
Okay, those four are the ones you hear circulating quite a bit. Then Lamar Jackson's also. Anyway, I put his name on the outside because let's talk about it.
Okay.
This week there was a analyst on some show.
You said ESPN?
Wherever. And she said her vote would not go to Lamar Jackson because he's not quarterbacking.
I want to know what is quarterbacky?
What does that mean?
Why are you sitting women just pushing us back with that word? Because
quarterbacky.
What? Who says quarterbacky? Who says that?
Someone that wants to substitute that for something else.
And then you're going to say it, and then they're going to look at people and say that's why women shouldn't be analysts because who says quarterbacky? What does that mean?
I think she was very deliberate in what she said. I think that she meant what she said as a substitute for saying something else. See,
what was the something else?
He's not traditional quarterback.
And
I'm using another word. See, traditional, or can I say he's not a white quarterback.
And he is not.
He doesn't play the game like the game traditionally.
And he does not.
Has been played. And what I looked at her and she was like, he had three games or so with no touchdown.
But did he have rushing touchdowns in that game?
I'm not sure. I didn't check it. But I will say this. It lets me know that they don't understand what an MVP is.
Right.
Let's talk about it. MVP, my book. What and how a player impacts the game / the team.
Right.
Would Baltimore be 13-3 or 13-3?
Right.
Right now, without Lamar Jackson.
I don't think so.
Would San Francisco be 12 and whatever without Purdy? Yeah.
Yeah.
Would they be that without McCaffrey?
No.
That's where you're tricky.
I don't think so.
So keep those two names, Lamar Jackson and Purdy. Who else we got here? We got Dak Prescott. Absolutely not. I don't think Dallas would be 12 and, what are they, 13 or 12?
12.
12
and 4.
Him. Let's keep that 3. Tyreek, we've seen a few games where Miami still won without him. So let's pull him out.
Okay.
So you got McCaffrey, you got Lamar Jackson, and you got Dak. Now, eye candy, your eye test. Who you like to see play? Keep it real.
I like seeing all of them play. I like to see McCaffrey play because he be getting it.
Well, you got to give me some spots. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Well, I'm going to say I like to see Dak play the most.
Okay.
And then I like to see Lamar and then McCaffrey.
Okay, so you put McCaffrey and Lamar in second and third position with Dak at the top. All right, so we want to make this like a little runoff. So give me your top 2 is Dak and Lamar. Do you think this year Dak has been more effective?
Oh, definitely.
Than Lamar?
Yeah.
So your vote for MVP would be going to Dak Prescott?
Yes.
Okay, let's come on this side real quick.
Okay.
Man, some people are born to do this. It's something about them. It's the way they move. It's the way they react to tackles. We just saw a guy that tackled Lamar and leaned over him and said, man, how do you do this?
Right.
Something special going on.
Right.
Special for me. So Dak is probably going to have over 4,000 yards. Lamar might not.
Right.
But he'll be really close to it. But on the flip side, Dak is going to have way more rushing touchdowns than Lamar's going to have way more rushing than Dak. Lamar extends plays better. It's hard to get him down. And just the eye test, like I was speaking of, when you're watching him on TV, he just dope to see.
Right.
For me, that makes an MVP.
Okay.
Right? Dak, a few weeks ago, we talked about game managers versus difference makers.
Mm-hmm. Or a game changer, either one.
Dak, to me, manages the game, makes a difference sometimes.
Okay.
To me, Lamar makes a difference all the time.
Okay.
That's the difference in them. I
all
think.
Right.
So my vote would go for Lamar Jackson.
All right.
Lamar Jackson, all day, every day. I think he should win his second MVP. And I have to say this on camera also. Where we come from.
Mm-hmm.
You born in Kentucky, you raised in Tennessee, and you spent the end in
Alabama.
Mm-hmm. I'm born and raised in Selma, Alabama. I moved to New York, Buffalo, all these different places. And one thing I noticed is the dialect may change, the accents may change, but we the same everywhere. So I pull for Lamar because he's that type of person that I'm used to. Am I sounding crazy right now?
No. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel.
He's that I'm used to.
Mm-hmm.
My mama sound like that. Right? My friends I grew up with sound like that. So I pull for him, seeing where he come from.
Right.
And where he is. He got it.
Okay.
For me. All right.
Okay.
I got one more thing.
What's that?
Deshaun Watson and Flacco. I'm going to step back. Talk to me. Because I did all that talking. You talk to me
Man,
now.
So there's a conversation amongst the analysts saying that Joe Flacco would probably be a better fit for Cleveland than Lamar would. I mean, not Lamar, Deshaun. Mm-hmm. I think they were saying that the game looks different when Flacco has been playing. But I would beg to differ because I think that Deshaun is still that dude that he was when he first came into the NFL. He still has an arm. He still knows how to scramble. And the Browns won 5-1 while he was playing.
They were 5-1, right?
5-1. So
while Deshaun was playing.
So they have they're 11 and
11-5 now.
5 right now. So if they're 11-5 right now, so that means that Deshaun won 5 of those 11 games. So that leaves 6 games.
He won more than that, but yeah, at one point they had a 5-1 stretch with Deshaun.
So that means that the backup quarterbacks, I know PJ, can't think of PJ's last name right now, but PJ Moore, I think that's his name. He used to be the quarterback for the Panthers. He started a couple of games, and then you got Flacco starting a couple of games, and then someone else started a couple of games.
Right.
So if most of the games won was with Deshaun being the starting quarterback, how can you even question who's better for the team?
It makes you want to pull out a certain card.
Yeah,
it makes you want to.
And
go,
I know
what?
that I know people be like, "Oh, we always pulling out the race card," but when you talk about it like that, how can we not? Pull out the race card?
Is it because he has a $200+ million contract that I think like a lot of it is guaranteed?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because of his complexion? Is it because of what he did when he was being tried? Or is it because Flacco's a better quarterback?
Flacco is not a better quarterback.
So
than
you tend to lean
Watson.
toward the other things.
I think it has a combination of race, a combination of the fact, the cloud over him because of the situation he went through with the females and the whatever that was, and then the fact that he's been injured and so he's not been playing the whole season, so it's like they feel like that $200 million went to waste. Wow. So but whatever the case may be, Deshaun Watson is a better quarterback than Joe Flacco. Not taking anything away from Flacco, but no. So if Cleveland got themselves together, they will stick with Deshaun.
I hate to say it like this, but if they start tripping, you want to go with Flacco, a man that's almost 40 years old. You want to go ahead with him. Just give my man that paper.
Right.
Because it's guaranteed. Just give it to him.
Somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, somebody will pick him up.
Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah. So I was curious about what you were going to say about that. I rock with Deshaun too. It's a reoccurring thing with me. But I rock with Deshaun too.